Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janae of JanaeM.com. I go by the Millennial Money Minister, but my official title is Financial Consultant, and I teach people how to manage their money. So, hello for those of you catching this on the replay. So during this month, in the month of June, it's National Home Ownership Month. And so I've been sharing information from some of the content that I provide in my online course, The Blueprint, which helps to prepare individuals for home ownership. So this week we're talking about the pre-qualification process. And so this video today will focus on the importance of having employment and stable employment. Absolutely. And so if you know someone who will be buying a home for the first time, I invite you to share this video or tag the person in the comments. You can also drop comments below and I'll be sure to answer them live. And if you're catching this on the replay, you can still put your questions in the comments and I will go back and answer them. I had a really great meeting this morning with a lender with BB&T. I'm meeting with a bunch of them this week. And so I thought about it when I seen your post, Crystal, but I was like I'm also licensed, so I get my one-to-one interaction there, but it is in the back of my mind. It just kind of depends on where things go, because I'm a person, I realize that I know a lot of things, but I can't be everywhere. And my heart is really for speaking and teaching. And so I really want to free myself up to do that. And then I'm working to build a team to provide services one-on-one with people. So it is at the back of my mind. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I have meetings scheduled with lenders and realtors throughout the rest of this month. I've been doing a lot of networking recently because I did add a support component. So that way, in addition to the course, you can get interaction live with me at least once a week. I have office hours that I set up and literally block off that time to answer any and all questions people have as they go through the course. And so part of that support is giving you access to my community of lenders and realtors, so that way you have the information that you actually need to know, and you can cut out all the fluff and all those things so you can get right to what you need, so that way you can get approved for your loan. I don't want to say I'm an advocate for home ownership. I do think it's important. My heart is that you're ready whenever you decide to do it. And so I tell people when they go through my course, you may find that you're not ready to buy a home, and that's okay. I would rather you wait and be in a better position financially than rush to become a homeowner and then you're struggling financially and then you have to sell your home within a few years or refinance and lose money within a few years because you made a hasty decision. So all that just to let you know that there is a lot of value that you gain from enrolling in the course. And so if you are a first-time home buyer and you've never owned a home before and you're wondering, what this process is like and you're just completely clueless, you need to enroll in the course. If you have been denied financing and there was no one there to kind of help support you with what you need, they might have given you a list at the bank of things that you need to do. But if you were kind of told to go on your own and kind of do it and come back and you don't have that support, then you need to enroll in the course. So I did discount it by $50 since I'm promoting it this month. And so you can enroll by clicking the link in this video. So today we're talking about stable employment. The theme this week is on the pre-qualification process. And so today I'm going to give you 3 things that you need to be thinking about in terms of stable employment and the pre-qualification process. So the first thing is why stable employment is important in the first place. So when looking at applications, lenders are looking for you to have at least 2 years of stable employment. Why is that important? Because you are locked into your mortgage for 15 years, 30 years. And so if you are unable to hold a job, the likelihood of you being able to make your payments are very slim. And basically it just speaks to your character and whether you can stay put for a certain number of years. So it's not just about your income, it's can we trust you to stay in your home for a lengthy amount of time. If you're somebody who's constantly switching jobs, and I understand when you're first out of college and you're trying to find where you fit in your career. So I understand moving around to get to the place where you want to be. But by your mid-20s, you should have landed something that you can be consistent in and consistent with. Because you don't want to just be thinking about a job, you want to be thinking about a career. And so it looks really good if you are on a job for a significant amount of time, because your mindset, we can tell if you've been on the job for a good amount of time that you're thinking in terms of a career and not just just a job. So someone who is thinking in terms of a career versus a job, their mindset is more mature and they're more apt to make a commitment. Someone who is constantly switching jobs, that's not a committed person on paper. So that's why you need to have stable employment. And the recommendation that I give people is at least 2 years, which was number 2. How long should you be on the job? At least 2 years. There are some cases where you might be on the job for less than that. If you know that this is some place where you're going to stay and you had a job before then that you was on for a good amount of time, at least that also shows that you can be consistent with holding a job. That's the main thing. It's not so much the length of time, but that is important. It's just, can you keep a job for a significant amount of time? So that was the second thing. And then the third is, if you're considering switching jobs when buying a home, do it after you buy the home. Again, you want to do it after you bought the home. That's what I did. So, because I knew the game. So I left corporate the same year that I bought my home, but I was smart about it. What I did was I found my home in May, and because I got a conventional loan, so I didn't have to go through the hoops of a whole bunch of paperwork, I closed in June. Moved in July, and I left my job in corporate and started a new job in August. So you can see every month I had some transitions going on. But by that time, they had already approved my mortgage. I had already paid my first payment. And so they don't care what I do after they, say yes and we sign the paperwork and I get the keys. They can't come for you after that. As long as you pay them, they don't care. And so if you are considering switching jobs, wait till after the fact, because when you are going through the home buying process, they watch you like a hawk and they're trying to figure out, if you have uncommon transactions coming through, if your income looks sporadic, that can hold up your process. And so if you're considering making a job move and you've been on your job for a good amount of time, you want to wait till after you move in and everything's settled, you get your keys, all the paperwork is signed off on, so that way you don't hold up your process. So the first thing was why stable employment is important. It's important because they need to know that you're going to be able to hold a job and make your payments, and also that you're committed to being in the home, because obviously they're making money off of you. So if you're somebody who's going to get in there and then quickly try to leave within a few years, it doesn't really help. The second thing was how long should you be on the job? I recommend at least 2 years. And number 3, if you're switching jobs when buying a home, you want to do that after everything is already finalized and complete. So hopefully after this video, you understand why it's important to have stable employment. If you're somebody who's never owned a home before and you want to buy a home, I would just, consider your current employment situation. If you've been on a job for a number of years, that's a very great look. If you're somebody who's constantly switching jobs, then you need to be thinking long-term for your career, where it is you want to be. And if you need to apply for something else than where you are right now, then you need to get on it ASAP. So that way you can, make that transition and get time under your belt. But if you have been on your current job for a while and you think that based on the videos I did last week, you can afford to pay for your home at the job you're at now, then you can just stay there and apply for or start the process once you hit your 2-year mark. But you can still be looking for career opportunities, because you don't want to just think about right now, you want to think about long term. So I'm all about doing the work up front, so that way you can be comfortable on the back end and enjoy your home and enjoy the flexibility and the freedom of being able to do more things with your money, because the home you bought is affordable. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you did catch this, if you're still tuned in, I would appreciate it if you shared it. If you're catching this on the replay and you learned something, I would appreciate it if you shared it. If you have any comments, you can put them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you know somebody who has not owned a home ever in their life and would like to buy a home, you can tag them in the comments, so that way they get this information. This week we're talking about the pre-qualification process. Today we tackled stable employment and 3 things that you need to be thinking about in order to get pre-qualified or pass through the pre-qualification process to the next step, so you can get approved for a loan. And so I'll be back the rest of this week talking about different things that you need to know about concerning the pre-qualification process. So thank you all again for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.